This is the MMA Diagnosis Podcast, and fuck! Hi guys, we're back for the second episode of MMA Diagnosis. Okay, today we're gonna go through the UFC 231 post-fight.
We're gonna cover Bellator 212 and 213, and we'll also be doing a preview for UFC Milwaukee featuring Kevin Lee versus Ali Quinta, the rematch.
Also, we're gonna do a small preview of Canelo versus Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, Rocky Fielding.
Yeah, okay.
So let's start.
I think you want to talk about the post-fight then, yeah?
Yeah.
What do you think of the Jim Manuwa Thiago Santos fight?
Yeah, I think it went as I expected. Like, it was gonna be kind of a brawl, nitty-gritty fight where they're just punching each other and kicking each other and going for it. As we know, Santos has got very explosive stand-up Muay Thai, but so has Jimmy. Jimmy's a Muay Thai guy. He kicks hard. He punches hard. Jimmy but I think Santos, I had a feeling he might catch Jimmy later. As we were watching the fight, as I was watching it live, I see Santos caught him with a few good right hands. I think he finished him right in the second round.
Yeah, but like in round one, I was saying now. So when he got straight away in the beginning of the fight, like 30 seconds, he got caught.
He got caught, yeah.
So straight right. The second shot got dropped, like not dropped, but like kind of knocked down by left hook. So Jimmy tried to catch him, clinch with him, and then took him to the cage so he can like get his bearings because he looked.
Yeah, because he looked out of it. Yeah, he tried to get the covers back. He tried to clinch. He took him down though, I think, and then Santos got back up.
No, yeah, basically what happened
Jimmy took him down, I think.
Yeah, Jimmy took him down.
But the Santos
Santos took Jimmy down, and then Jimmy just managed to get up. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And then Santos pulled him up to the cage and kneed him to the body, and sharp, hard knees.
I remember that. And then I think he got caught. Yeah, Jimmy clipped Santos with an elbow, and then he gave him a good left hook. But I think the first round was a good round for Santos. It was going more towards him, like his momentum. And then I think the second round started with kicks and knees, and then obviously Santos got him with a left hook, followed by a knee, and then through haymakers, and then Jimmy tried to counter with his left hook, signature left hook, but then
Santos back to the cage.
Yeah, he was back together, and then Santos just caught him with a
left uppercut.
Nasty uppercut, left uppercut, and lights up.
Yeah, finished him off with followed by left hook. That just finished him.
That's a big win for Santos because Jimmy was top 5, I'm sure.
Yeah, and I like the fact that when he dropped onto the floor, he didn't
follow up. He knew it was over. Like, he knew the fight was over. But I think Santos is going to be a threat in the division. Yeah, he's a dark horse in the division because who else is Anthony Smith is another dark horse. So them two, they both. Yeah. Another thing to notify is Santos was originally a middleweight, but he was a big middleweight. He's about 6'2". He's a very big middleweight. He was cutting a lot of weight. I think this is another sign that fighters shouldn't cut a lot of weight because look, Santos now and even Anthony Smith, they're looking so much better at the light heavyweight because they don't have to cut as much. Their chins is stronger. They can take a better shot. They're not dehydrating their body.
One thing I like, Jimmy, he started off his career late. He's 28.
Yeah, he's 28 old, Jimmy. You got to respect Jimmy. He started at 28. Yeah. No formal martial arts training before that.
He's got a great record, 17 wins.
17 wins.
And now, but he lost to obviously Santos, so I think he's got 5 losses now.
5 losses, but that's still great. To even be in the top 5 and starting at 28 is ridiculous. It's unheard of. It shows how talented Jimmy Manuwa is. I'm still a big fan, obviously. We're from the UK, so we're still Jimmy's
like poster boy.
Yeah, we like poster boy. We're still big fans. We hope he comes back. I think he just needs to stick being technical in his next fight, and I think he'll get the victory. He'll win by knockout, I think.
Next fight on the card was Hakeem Dawood.
Yeah, Hakeem Dawood versus Kyle Bochniak. I think
it's featherweight.
It was a closely contested fight. Well, I saw Hakeem Dawood as a more explosive fighter, and I think that's what paid off in this fight. He showed his clean Muay Thai skills, catching him with good kicks, good punches, and slowly wearing down Bochniak.
Yeah, like in first round, Dawood landed a nasty kick. and he landed a right hand over the top. So that hit Carl Buckner in the eye, who swole up. You can see in the fight in the first round. But he was patient in all the fight. If you watch all the fights, well, he's patient. He was taking his time, countering him. Yeah, and in the first round, Carl Buckner tried to take him down, but he couldn't. He couldn't take him down. He literally took him just for 1 second, and Dawood got back up.
Yeah, it's explosive. Yeah, and he just wore him off. I think he just kept on pressuring him, getting the better shots each round, and then I think he got the unanimous decision. I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was a split decision,
but
it should have been
unanimous.
unanimous.
I think it should have been unanimous. I think it was a bit obvious he won. I don't know about split.
But one thing I realized all fight, Carl Buckner pulling on his shorts on the left side. Yeah, he's pulling on his shorts, and I think that was a dangerous move to do, because you're facing a clean striker who can Muay Thai skills, and you're pulling on your shorts with your left hand, the left
the
hand.
whole fight. Yeah, it's a bit. I think there was a bit of wardrobe malfunction there on the Reebok spot. I don't think. Yeah, I think he needs to get that checked out, because you don't want to be pulling up your shorts during a fight.
One thing I realized in the fight, really good, front kicks to the body.
Yeah, teeps. Yeah, they love good teeps.
And he had beautiful punching combos, and he had a good use of range. Conor uses range like that. He had good use of range.
Yeah.
But I can't believe it's split decision, but he still won the fight. So.
Where do you think he goes next? Do you think he?
Yeah, obviously maybe fight
another
ranked. Maybe it could be
top 15 probably.
Yeah.
Do you think he should be?
He's not ranked.
Do you think he's ready for top 15 now? I think he is. Yeah, Zabit and survived, so I think he is probably ready. I think he may have to fight at probably 20 ranked, and then one more fight, and then maybe go top 15. I don't know.
Yeah.
He should take his time and build up, because he's hasn't had a lot of fights. Like, he's not like super experienced. Okay, next fight is Cabo Oliveira versus Gunnar Nelson. So
welterweight. So
what did you think of the fight? Bloody fight that was.
Yeah, the ending was really bloody.
Really bloody.
Round one, you see, like you said, Gunnar was on his toes. The first punch he threw, lunged him, got him, and then he tried to take him down. Yeah, grappling him. But he was saying near the end of the fight that he got hit in the head. You can tell as well. So when he lunged with the punch and he was trying to take him down, with a double leg, and he was on the cage, Cabo Oliveira hit him with the elbows
on the back of the head.
The back of the head. It looked like
back of the head. Gunny has had a good fair share in his last fight. He got eye poked about 50 times. He got eye poked more than John Jones eye poked his opponent. So I think Gunny's got quick. He's really explosive. I think because he's a grappler, I think people underestimate his stand up.
Yeah.
People definitely underestimate stand up. He always does really well in stand up. But this time he stood up a bit and then just went for the takedown and got straight away with the grappling.
So he had a body triangle, Oliveira.
And then didn't Oliveira try to grab the fence?
Yeah, he did that actually. before he got taken down once.
Yeah, he tried to grab the fence.
Before he took him down, he grabbed the fence literally.
Yeah,
he would have got taken down.
What do you think about that? Because me and you spoke about this in the past. We always thought there should be a point straight away because it affects the fight. Like, we've seen so many fights.
It's intentional as well. Proper, you can tell he was basically gonna fall on the floor. And he grabbed you with his hand out. And he pulled his hand down.
I don't know for the listeners, any of you that have trained, or getting a takedown is so much effort. Like, it takes so much out of you. It takes a lot of energy to get a takedown, and for that to be stopped by a cage grab, and then the referee not taking a point away, it affects the fight. It gets them annoyed.
Yeah, you just got a warning. That's it.
You just got one. I think that if they be more strict on eye pokes and grabbing the cage and these fouls, I think it'll not happen as much. It won't be as frequent.
Yeah, but when he did take him down, he had a body triangle, but Oliveira actually did manage to reverse it. So 2-on-1 in it.
He got 2-on-1. He guys
two arms on his wrist, one of his wrists on his wrist, and he pulled his head into him.
Yeah, he pulled his hand down and turned to him. That's the defense for when someone gets your back. You kind of grab both hands.
Yeah.
So, for example, if the person guy's arms around you, he's behind you, what you do is you grab one hand, you put two hands on one hand, that's what 2-on-1 means, and you pull off and then pull your head up, escaping the choke, and then turning your body around to get on top. So he did really well in that sense. But I think Gunny's ground game was just too much. He's very hard.
But he did throw some ground upon at the end of the first round.
Yeah.
You see Gunnar Nelson's face red. But at the beginning of round
if you watch it though, Gunnar blocked a lot. Yeah. He was moving, he was shrimping, moving his head away. A lot of the shots didn't land. It wasn't like Gunny's face gonna go red. Anyways, he's pale. He's got a light skin. He's gonna go red. In the second round, Then he had him against the cage.
Cowboy had him.
Yeah.
Gunner.
And then he threw a knee.
Yeah, but Gunner got, I think, punched in the face.
He's bleeding from his nose. I think he got caught with a good shot. And then he took Cowboy down eventually. And then we know what happened there. Mounted him, punched him. Did he elbow him? And
mounted him
and
elbowed him.
Yeah, which caused a cut. And then Cowboy just turned his back, right? And then just got choked out. That's the signature Gunny.
No, he didn't. He basically got elbowed. He's bleeding. And then Gunner went for the back. He tried to buck him off, the Cowboy.
Yeah. No, but Cowboy turned over and gave his back up.
Yeah.
To get up. He tried to shrimp him. He tried to lift his hips up and get him off, but he couldn't buck him off. And then he tried to turn around. And then eventually got caught. What do you think's next for Gunner?
I think he should go for... Was it a ranked fight?
Yeah, this is a ranked fight, yeah.
I can't remember what the round number he is. But he should go for top 10
He's top 15, I'm sure. I think he should go for top 10 next. Maybe
he
10,
should be,
number 10.
Think about it. Last fight, he lost to Ponzinibbio. He's in...
I think he should fight Rocky next.
Yeah,
him and Rocky would be a good fight, but I think Rocky wants... I think Leon Edwards wants a higher ranked opponent now, because he's fought a long list now. Yeah, I think should fight maybe number 11 then, or number 12. Build up, have one more fight, and then go in the top 10. I think that's next for him.
The co-main event, the obvious answer was like, we chose Valentina to win, really, by decision.
Yeah, it was a bit... I think this fight was just fairly obvious. I don't think...
Because they both had a great stand-up, but obviously Valentina has the better grappling.
I think she's better stand-up as well. She beat her 3 times in Muay Thai in amateurs, so...
Yeah.
I think it was an easy bet, this fight. It's easy to bet on this, like...
Joanna did get a close round. I think it was third round.
1 or 2, but I still think Valentina won them.
Yeah, it was a unanimous decision, 49-40, but she did win a round. Yeah. She showed that she's got heart. She's not going to give
heart, up. But I think loads of fights got heart. I don't think she was just good enough. I don't see her ever being Valentina. Unless Valentina rolls over her ankle and just falls over or breaks her leg during the fight. I don't see her being Valentina or Valentina's too much. But I think she should. I think for Joanna next, just go down a division, go back to strawweight and fight for the title there. I don't think flyweight she's gonna.
Well, one thing I liked about Shevchenko, she did a spinning back kick, and she didn't even telegraph it.
She got taekwondo back there.
Yeah, so I thought that was great. Even spinning back elbow as well. I think she did, or spinning back fist. Yeah, and she caught Joanna in that as well in the fight.
Yeah, I think.
In the 5th round, Joanna throws spinning elbow. Can you believe it? And then she misses, and Valentina throws a spinning back fist and catches it.
Valentina's so high level. Like even against Holly Holm, she caught her with the left hook and slipped down, dropped Holly Holm. And every time Holly Holm kept on coming forward, she just kept on circling out, saw everything. Her hand-eye coordination is just amazing. Like she just can see everything. She's that high level and experience. She's too much. Her grappling was too much. She's a judo black belt. She's got a judo background. So any of you that know about judo, people who do judo tend to have really strong hips. So the takedown defense is really good, and they got a strong core. So you can tell straight away, it's really hard for Joanna to get it down. I knew Joanna wouldn't get it down.
Yeah, you could tell as well. She got good flexibility. When she took her to the cage, she held her. She threw her knee while she was holding her.
Yeah. I feel like
onto her face.
Another fighter who does that is Uriah Faber. He used to do that in WEC. He used to knee people in the face while people used to grab his leg. So, and another fighter as well was BJ Penn. Whenever someone would grab his leg, I think Matt Hughes had BJ's leg up to his shoulder and still couldn't get BJ Penn down.
Yeah, but this one, she had her basically, Shevchenko had her against the cage and she threw her knee. And she had her.
Oh, in a takedown? I thought you meant she was.
No, and she threw her knee.
Yeah.
That's flexibility. That's crazy
flexibility.
It's
a bit crazy.
But that was I think it was a good fight. It was a good fight overall. And I think Valentina, she's going to be champion for a long time.
I think she's going to be the reigning champion. I don't see anybody beating her. I do not see any. Even in bantamweight, she may have beaten Amanda Nunes. So
yeah, that's what I think.
It was a close fight, but I think she might have even been 135.
Let's get to the main event then. So
okay, time for the main event. We got Max Holloway, Brian Ortega. I thought
featherweight title match here.
Yeah, it was for the featherweight title. Yeah, I think anybody listening will know that. Max, he looked good. You know what I liked about Max Holloway in this fight? You see him striking, so he's moving out, he's punching, he's doing straight shots, mixing his hooks, And then he would switch stance as well, though, a bit like Dillashaw.
Yeah.
So when he would, and then he was taunting as well, and show he was exuding confidence.
Yeah.
When he was fighting, he was switching stance, catching him with good shots, peppering him all the way. And then Ortega was trying, but he kept on just getting caught. I think Holloway was just too fast and too technical in the stand-up.
Yeah, like you said, he had good distance control. So whenever he would punch him, and then he would move out the way of Ortega's counter,
Yeah.
and then hit him back again.
Yeah, because Ortega, he's predominantly more of a boxer. He mainly does boxing, doesn't kick a lot. And Holloway uses everything.
Yeah.
Holloway kicks. I think that's a big difference. I don't think people realize how much of a difference that makes. If even them extra tools in the bag, most of the time that fighter is going to win. If you just got, if you're one-dimensional in your striking, it's very hard to become a champion in this day and age in the UFC, in MMA in general. So, yeah, Ortega just got really peppered. Do you think the fight should have got stopped earlier? What's it?
I think, to be honest,
What do you think?
no, not stopped earlier. Ortega did come back in third round.
Yeah, he did.
He came back in third round, even though in the second round he got a bloody nose, he got punched up. He was taking.
Apparently, he broke his nose. And, I think
in third round he did come back though. I think he was close to winning that round, to be honest, because obviously if it wasn't a doctor stoppage, I haven't checked the scorecards.
I thought Ortega might catch him with submission late. I thought if it's a war, he might game late, but Holloway's stand up and his cardio is just he reminds me of. He reminds me of an even better version than the Diaz brothers.
Yeah.
He's got a solid chin. He's longer rangey. He peppers you. He doesn't go for big shots. He goes for like 60-70% shots. So he's just peppering you and he doesn't let you breathe. And they just sting. And then eventually he just finishes you off. I think Holloway's. I don't think anybody's gonna beat him for a while. I think
he's brutal. Like at the beginning of the fourth round. At the beginning, before he goes to Joe Rogan.
He looked at him and he goes, "I'm gonna finish this fight. I'm gonna finish this fight." I think Holloway is really good. Like, I'm kind of surprised how easily he did it. It wasn't easy, but I'm saying
but the end of fourth round, how
dominant he was.
End of fourth round, you can tell he was just laying combinations. I think even when they were commentating as well, they said like near the end of the fourth round, he pulled off like a 10 combo or something.
Yeah, 10 combos, hitting the body, hitting the head. He just looked sensational recently. I think
he messed up Ortega's eye really bad.
Yeah, really bad. I think he messed him up really bad. Ortega's super tough, got loads of heart. I think Ortega still got future. They're both really young. We're gonna see a rematch, I think, in the future. I see them having. They may even have a trilogy. You never know. I think these two are going to be fighting again. I see them fighting again. Who do you think Holloway should fight next? Who do you see?
He beat Aldo now. He's beaten. Maybe Frankie Edwards should be given a chance.
Okay, yeah. I think on Twitter there was a poll, right? And they didn't have Frankie's name on it. They had Conor McGregor. They had Khabib, and they had Conor McGregor, Khabib, and somebody else. I'm not sure who he was. And Frankie was like, "Where's the love? Like, why are you calling me? I've just won." Yeah. Did he? What did Frankie last fight?
I'm not sure.
What was his last fight? I'm sure he won his last fight. I know he got knocked out by Ortega, but I'm sure he won a fight. Can you just check that out?
Yeah, I'll check it out.
I can't remember from the top of my head.
But what did Ali Abdelaziz say? He wanted.
Yeah, Ali Abdelaziz was like, "Why is Frankie should get the shot?" So,
Cub Swanson.
Yeah, see, he beat Cub Swanson. Yeah, they need he won by decision. Yeah, but Cub Swanson didn't let his hands go. Cub Swanson, I don't know. He didn't look. He looked off. I think it was his confidence was low because he already lost to Frankie. I think Frankie should get the next shot. Why? How do you think that match goes, Frankie? That's quite an interesting matchup.
It's a good matchup, but I don't see going any different. Like, I think Max Holloway is just going to piece him up, and he won't get taken down by Frankie's wrestling. And he's got the longer reach as well. He's got all the advantages.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go well. You don't know though. Frankie's got so much heart, and he could just get. He might. If he gets a takedown, then it's gonna be.
Yeah, he could pull it. Maybe,
he could pull it off.
Personally, I think I'll choose Max Holloway. Most of it. 9 out of 10 at least.
It'll be a fun matchup though. Do you think you should go for Conor Holloway? rematch.
Yeah, I
Super
think he
fight.
should. Conor should fight him.
I think he should go for, because like
I think it'd be a great matchup. Him and
yeah,
Conor.
him and Conor, because we saw their fight 4 or 5 years ago. But Holloway was just only 21. He was really young guy. So I think it's gonna be a good one if them to fight. How do you think their rematch will go? I think Holloway would do really well.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight if Conor gets back to his performance like he did against Eddie Alvarez. If he gets back to that Conor, because I think against Khabib he didn't look exactly the same. Like he wasn't as crisp. His shots weren't as crisp. His movement wasn't as crisp as that fight, because obviously he had 2 year layoff, and his match, the only match that he had was boxing. So.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Moving on. So
let's talk about the preview
for the Bellator.
No, for the UFC.
Okay,
right?
we'll talk about the UFC. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about Bellator preview for UFC Milwaukee. So what's the first fight on the main card?
So we got Jim Miller
versus
Charles Oliveira. What do you think about that?
Okay, this is, I don't know, because what I've noticed with Charles Oliveira, he looks sensational in some fights. And in some fights, when someone overcomes the adversity that he gives, he tends to give people trouble in the first round.
Yeah.
And then what I've noticed is in the second and third, if he can't finish you, he tends to break. Like with Pace, he broke. He was actually dominating Pace at one point, and then Pace survived it, because obviously Pace is the champion, has got hot, and then Pace ended up finishing him. So
and he lost to.
Have you noticed he's like wins and then loses, wins, loses. It's kind of like
his last 8-9 fights.
Yeah, it's kind of 50-50 fighter. He had a good win streak, and then he just kept on. He kept on losing to. He always does really well in the beginning, and then whoever guts it out just beats him. He's won his last 2 fights by submission. So
in his last fight now, he looked really good, but that was against Christos Giagos. So I don't.
He beat Clay Guida as well.
Yeah, and he beat Clay Guida
by submission.
So, but he was tied.
Quite quick,
he was tied. He's tied in the Clay Guida fight. He tied with Royce Gracie's most submission victory in the UFC at 10.
And he beat him in his last fight.
Yeah, in his last fight, he actually beat that. So he's got the most submission wins in UFC history. He's dangerous off his back, and I think
decent Muay Thai skills.
Yeah, he's got quite decent stand up as well. The Jim Miller. So if you look at his record,
Jim Miller comes for you. He tries to roll with you, get some punches in. He's got good jiu-jitsu. Jim Miller lost his last one, then won his last fight.
Yeah.
So he was on a losing streak, and then he won his last fight. Won by submission first round.
Remember, he's a veteran. He's fought
he's
30
fought the
fights
best
in the
of the
UFC.
best. Yeah, Jim Miller's fought the best of the best. So,
in that last fight though against Alex White, he dropped him with a great combo.
Oh yeah, and then finished him.
And then finished him with a rear naked choke by submission in the first round.
So,
but remember, he had Lyme's disease. He was diagnosed in 2016. But he mentioned, in the I don't know, I forgot what interview, but he mentioned that he was bit by a tick in 2013, and then the effects started showing by 2015, I think.
And that's
so
if you look at it, that's
so you can see
it might have affected
it affected into all of 2017. He lost nearly every fight, and 2018.
At the beginning of 2018, near the.
So he was diagnosed by 2016 officially. Well, I think that affected him. He couldn't train hard. He couldn't train at his full potential like a proper fighter.
Yeah, like a proper fighter. Yeah, he wasn't.
He felt like he's underwater.
He wasn't 100%. Yeah.
He felt like he was underwater, like all the time.
Yeah.
So imagine that training like that, and then you can't train fully to your potential.
So how do you see this fight going?
This fight, I think he says he's back into fitness form, like fighting fitness form. So I think I would give it to Jim Miller's nitty-gritty fight. I would give it to him because obviously Charles Oliveira is dangerous off his back. Yeah. He's got a good BJJ, but I would give Jim Miller. He's a veteran. I think he can pull it through. Oh, what's your pick on that?
I think Charles Oliveira might pull it off. I think he might get a submission, maybe in the second or first round, because Charles Oliveira starts off good. But saying that, I'm going to pick Oliveira because I have a feeling that he's younger and he's, I think he might catch him in a submission. He's very good off his back. Yeah. Miller has been submitted, but I think only by a few people. I think Diaz submitted him. I remember Nate Diaz submitting him. But I think that's about it. I think Michael Chiesa, sorry. Yeah, so I think Oliveira might pull it off. I think he might get submission. But the issue is Miller's got heart, so he might overcome Oliveira and then finish him off later. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Oliveira.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
I'll go with
Oliveira's
Miller.
gonna be submission first.
I think Jim Miller would, if it's 3-round fight, it's going to be, I think, 3-round war. Maybe at the end of the 3rd round, he might TKO him or submit him.
Okay,
So,
yeah, that's your. Next fight.
Next fight, Rob Font, Sergio Pettis. So this is obviously.
Okay.
Yeah, this is obviously bantamweight. It should be bantamweight, right? Because I think featherweight, flyweight's gone, right?
No, flyweight hasn't gone.
It hasn't gone. Okay.
No, so it might be a flyweight.
Yeah, I haven't checked to be honest. But let's say
I think it's a flyweight because Sergio Pettis fights a flyweight. So.
I thought you went up.
No, he hasn't gone up. He's
Okay.
a flyweight.
All right, let's carry on. And then, what do you think of the fight?
I think Sergio Pettis might.
He's a great fighter though. Because he has beaten Joseph Benavidez, so.
Yeah, he lost to
Brandon Moreno. He beat John Moraga.
Yeah, and he's beaten Brandon Moreno, and he beat Joseph Benavidez as well. So he's beaten. I think. Did he lose to Formiga in his last fight? I think he lost to Formiga. Did you say?
Yeah, did you say?
Yeah. Did you say Formiga?
By decision though, he wasn't like.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I think. Go on Rob Font's fights because I just want to see something. I know he looked good.
Yeah.
Okay, he lost the last fight to Asunsa.
Yeah, but Asunsa really
he knocked out Thomas Almeida.
Asunsa should really have title shot though.
Yeah, so he lost basically to the contender, so there's no shame in losing that. I think he's going down to flyweight.
Could be, yeah.
He's going to be a big flyweight, so he's 5'8", so if he's at flyweight...
I thought UFC finished, that's what all the fighters have won, haven't they?
No, all the fighters have won.
2-1?
No.
Okay, alright.
No, I think... Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. This is a close one, because I think Sergio Pettis is engaged, because Sergio Pettis is comfortable now at 125, and this is... As we know, when fights go down the first time, they don't look that good when they go down a weight class. And seeing that Rob Font is 5'8", he's going to be a big flyweight. He's going to have to cut quite a bit. So I think
that'll affect his gas.
I think that's going to affect his gas. And I think Sergio Pettis, he's fought some of the best in the division. I don't see Rob Font beating him. So I think Sergio Pettis wins this by decision.
I would take him as well because he has... he's fought really good fighters and actually beaten them as well. Okay, he lost to Henry Cejudo, but Henry Cejudo is an Olympic
level wrestler and he's champion now. So.
Yeah. So, but I think I would go for Pettis as well, to be honest.
You think Pettis is gonna win that? Okay. Now we got the
Dan Hooker versus Edson Barboza. That's gonna be a great fight.
Co-main event.
Yeah, I think it's a co-main event.
Yeah, I think this one. Dan Hooker, what name?
Yeah, but 17 wins, 7 losses. But he has won quite a few in a row now. His last loss was to Jason Knight, so, and that was like 2016 November.
Yeah, he's on a 4-5 win streak. He knocked out Jim Miller, who we just spoke about.
Yeah.
He KO'd him with the knee, and he KO'd Gilbert Burns with a punch. Yeah, he looked really good. Dan Hooker's looking really good. I think all Barboza's lost his last two, so he lost to Kevin Lee and Khabib. No shame in that.
Yeah.
So they're really top level fighters. But I think obviously Barboza's weakness is obviously his wrestling. He needs to work on that. I think Hooker's gonna win this. I think he's on a momentum.
Yeah, he's got confidence.
I think he actually might catch him. Barboza's been finished before. He's been dropped by punches, and then he's been finished. So I think Hooker might TKO him maybe in the second round, third round.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I think Edson Barboza is not an easy fight. Obviously, he lost to Khabib and Kevin Lee, but they're really good wrestlers. They're really high level. I don't think Dan Hooker's really high level compared to them. So if he's going to be more of a standard war compared to his previous fights, I think Edson Barboza has a good chance of winning.
So you're going for Barboza?
Yeah, I go for Barboza.
Why is he going to win?
I think a decision.
Barboza by decision?
Yeah, because I think he can go. They're both maniacs. Like they can go long 5. Because against Edson Barboza only lost to Kevin Lee through doctor stoppage. He would have carried on fighting until the 5th round, finished.
Yeah.
And he got mauled by Khabib for 3 full rounds, and he still carried on.
You didn't know he's left Mark Henry. Is that new camp?
Yeah, I still
think that's gonna affect him.
It could be
going to a new camp. It doesn't always work out the best, and you have to adjust to new training partners.
But ATT though, it's American Tartar.
Oh, he's an American Tartar, so yeah, but it's still a new camp, so I don't know. He might look bad actually, but I think
I'll go for Edson in this. I know Dan Hooker is really good. He's won.
I think Dan Hooker pulls.
But remember, Edson Barboza has 4. I personally think better competition. So
he has.
So look, if you look at it like that, I think Dan.
I think
Edson Barboza can beat him.
I think the New Zealand and Aussie fights on a roll. If you look at Adesanya, so I'm gonna go with Hooker. I think Hooker might finish it. I think that's finishing.
And for the main event, which you can't wait to watch, Kevin Lee versus Ali Quinta.
Oh, the rematch. Okay, this one's gonna be a good one because
the Motown Phenom. What do you think? He's gonna pull off a win or not?
I think Kevin Lee might pull it off. What do you think? What's your opinion?
Personally, he's got the momentum now on his side. Like he's more active than Ali Quinta.
Okay.
He's a great wrestler. He's improved a lot over the years.
Yeah.
His stand-ups might have improved a bit.
He's gotten much better stand-up, I think.
I think the only knock on him was the Tony Ferguson fight. He has staph infection, so I can't say, he would have lost.
I don't think he was at his best. Yeah,
if he was fully fit, I think
he could have won that.
He could have won that.
But Tony's still a really good fighter. But he did mount Tony, and
that was when he had a staph infection.
Yeah, and for people that know, having a staph infection is basically like having a flu while you're fighting. So he was really depleted and weak. So I'm not taking away anything from Tony's.
And you have to take antibiotics.
Yeah, not taking anything away from Tony's form. Still an amazing fighter, but it would have probably been a lot harder fight for him. So you can't judge off that. To be fair though, in the Barboza fight, he got wheel kicked and he did get rocked.
Yeah.
And Al's got dynamite in his hand.
But he recovered.
Al's got a good power in his hand, and Al rocked him in the first fight. If you watch the first fight, Al dropped him.
That was a long time ago. That was a long time ago.
That was a long time though.
2014.
Young Kevin Lee, 2014, so 4 years ago. I think people underestimate Ali Quinta.
Yeah, he's lost 5 rounds with Khabib, so.
Yeah, I think.
And he is on a good win streak actually.
He was on a good win streak for the
4 or 5 fights. Yeah.
Yeah, he was on a break because of contract dispute.
Yeah.
So, and we know he's a stage, so he's making money on the side as well. So I think, who do you have? Who do you think's gonna win?
Personally, I think Kevin Lee. I think he's just been more active in these last few years compared to Ali Quinta. He's had more fights. So in the recent year or two, he's had more fights. 2 years.
So how does he win?
He's gonna win. I think he'll win by decision.
Decision.
Yeah, so because Ali Quinta's not going to give up.
Yeah, so I don't see him finishing.
He's not. Yeah, he's not going to give. He's not going to let him finish him. No way. I don't see that. So if he does win, it's by decision.
All right, I'm gonna go with Al. I think Al might finish him later on. I think he's gonna catch him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Lee's been hurt. Yeah, Kevin Lee's been hurt before. Okay, I can see Al hitting him with a shot. Because I'm not saying Kevin Lee has a weak chin, but he did get knocked out by Leandro Santos, and so he is short, and he got dropped by Ali Quinta in their first fight. I know it's a long time ago, but I think people underestimate Al too much. So I'm gonna go. I think Al's the underdog, right? For this fight, yeah, I'm gonna go with Al. I might go with the underdog. I'm gonna take a different turn. I think Al's gonna pull it off. I think he might finish him.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with my pick.
It's gonna be a good card. Make sure you watch it. It's on Saturday. So
in Milwaukee.
In UFC Milwaukee, yeah. So I think it's gonna be a really good card. It's got some good fights.
Yeah, great fights, I think.
Okay, now we're moving on. So we're moving on to Bellator 212. So Ben Primus versus Chandler 2. Okay, this is the rematch. So the first fight was controversial, right?
Yeah.
So we just recently rewatched the first fight. So what was your take on the first fight? What did you think?
The first fight, basically, I saw Chandler moving forward. So he tried to get on the inside with his boxing. Yeah, crisp boxing. He's got good hands. and Primus stayed on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tried to basically give him the outside landing kicks to calf, lower calf.
Yeah. I think with this fight, it's like as you know, Chandler's style is more like a bit like Tyson, where he comes in the inside and he goes for the kill. Like he's got good power, and he's obviously an amazing wrestler, Division 1 wrestler in CAA. So he comes for the shots, and then he just looping hooks, and he was coming forward as usual as he normally does. And then Primus was kind of moving around, and Primus was moving around and just slowly taking his time, trying to stay away from Chandler. And then he hit him with some really good leg kicks, the low calf kicks, which was
that's what I was saying.
yeah, them low calf kicks are just really good. I don't understand why more fighters should use them, because it's like the opponent can't move after they kick them in that area. It's like they kick a nerve and then they can't move.
Like you mentioned to me, like Ben Henderson started doing that in UFC and MMA. He was one.
Yeah, he kind of popularized it. Like he started using it, especially in the Frankie fights. You know, his 2 fights with Frankie, he used that a lot. He kept on kicking Frankie, then Frankie kept on going down. It's a really effective move. So, you know, when people say like it was a fluke, obviously like Chandler could have, most likely would have won if his leg didn't mess up. But
ankle didn't roll.
He rolled his ankle and then he couldn't move. But Primus was hitting him with really good low calf kicks before that, and then he's obviously whoever hasn't watched it, Chandler's rolled his ankle and then he couldn't move it, and then what happened was his leg was fine and he was bouncing on it, like we were watching, he was bouncing on it. You could see it was affecting him, and then I think Chandler caught him with a good shot, and he dropped Primus, and then you see Primus moving back and Chandler chasing him, and then Chandler went for a takedown. Primus was against the cage and he slid out, moved out, and then Chandler fell towards the cage, got up, and then messed his leg up again. He stood up wrong, and then his leg was totally out. And then I think they stopped it. The doctor stopped it. He couldn't move his leg, and then he's been saying on social media like Primus is a part-time fighter. He works full-time. He's not ready for me. I'm a full-time fighter. I'm going to destroy him in the rematch. He thinks
obviously he's a fighter.
He thinks Primus is not a proper fighter. He thinks he's just here for the paycheck. So it's actually quite interesting. They got a lot of animosity between the two.
Yeah,
so
I think everybody going to enjoy that match. It's gonna be a barn burner.
Yeah, it's gonna be a barn burner, that one. So who do you see winning?
Personally, I think Michael Chandler, because if he didn't roll his ankle, I think he would have done way better.
I think you would have caught him.
Yeah, because he was trying to catch him, then he was catching him with the rolled ankle. Imagine if it was fine. So I would pick Chandler to finish him. It's 5-round fight as well.
What round?
If it's a 5-round fight, I think about 3rd round he'll finish him.
Okay, my prediction is I see Chandler finishing him in 2nd. I think what's gonna happen is it's gonna go similar to the first fight, but Chandler's gonna work on checking his low kicks, and he's not gonna let Primus run away, move around. He's not gonna let him fight on the outside. He's gonna eventually catch him with a big shot, and he might actually use his wrestling more. Because if you look at Primus, Chandler's had loads of fights and he's had wars with Eddie and with so many different fighters. Primus has only had 8 fights. That's including the Chandler fight. His experience-wise is nowhere near. And so I think Chandler's going to finish him. I see Chandler. I don't see going any other way.
Yeah,
I'll be surprised.
Different rounds.
I'm just saying I'll be very surprised if Primus wins. I'll be very surprised. Okay, moving on to the co-main event now. So we got Frank Mir versus Javi Ayala.
Is it Javi Ayala?
Javi, I think it's Javi Ayala or Javi Ayala. Yeah. So I think this one's gonna be a good one. Javi Ayala actually beat Roy Nelson. No, he lost Roy Nelson. Yeah, he lost. He lost by decision. It was a close fight, but he lost. He knocked out. That was the fight I was talking about. He knocked out Sergey Karatano, who was a very good fighter. Very good. Well. So
the first round.
He knocked him out. Yeah, but I think he just caught Karatano. Karatano's a very good striker. Yeah. Because Karatano in his last fight finished Roy Nelson.
Yeah.
No, before he lost. He lost in the Grand Prix, right? But he beat Roy Nelson. So Karatano's very good. So he beat him, and then he lost Roy Nelson. Then he got knocked out by Che Congo. Che Congo was Canelo was a snooze fest in his last three fights. He was just taking it with that.
He
Dude,
proved himself that he's a real fighter.
Yeah, but he was in his last three fights, he was just taking people out. It's so boring.
Yeah.
Like instead of knocking somebody out, I was getting knocked out.
Yeah.
I don't think. But he looked really good though. He knocked Ayala out, and he knocked out Timothy Johnson. So Congo's come back. So Ayala's been on a losing streak. So he's gonna make a big comeback. I think he's gonna have to try and knock Frank Mir out. Frank Mir looked.
I can remember when we went to Bellator, Daily with McDonald. And then we saw Congo West.
And he fought Augustus Sakai, and everybody was just booing. Everybody was booing so much, like boring.
Boring fight.
Yeah, it was so boring. Yeah, that fight was not a good fight.
It wasn't even like, you know how you have a technical fight and
he was just holding him down, taking him down. He was a striker in the UFC. Yeah. I remember when he dropped Cain Velasquez, and then he just suddenly became a wrestler.
Yeah, and even what's his Rosemary Venus?
Oh, Pat Barry. That was such an amazing fight. Like whoever hasn't watched that, type in Pat Barry versus Czech Congo. It's such an amazing fight.
And he comes back.
He's so wobbled, and then he just hits him with the left hand and just knocks him out. It's such an amazing fight. So
Javi, I think he's got his records, 10 wins, 7 losses.
Yeah,
Frank Mir, obviously, we know he's a veteran.
We know Frank Mir. He was the first fight we ever watched. Frank Mir versus Brock Lesnar was our uncle showed us that fight, and that didn't initially spark sport, but it was an amazing fight when he leg locked Brock Lesnar. So I think
he's on a
losing streak. Obviously,
so they're both kind of losing streaks.
Yeah, but Frank Mir didn't fight for 2 years, then he fought Fedor. So he basically left the UFC. He failed a drug test.
He failed
a drug test. He said that it was kangaroo meat. So I don't know. Do you think it was kangaroo meat?
Yeah, but you saw the test.
It sounded a bit like when Canelo popped. Yeah. Canelo goes, it was the beef or meat or steak. I think Golovkin made an advert eating the steak. Saying, eat it. Yeah, I think.
Fedor's a great fighter though.
Yeah,
so
but
when he got cleared by him, he shouldn't have stood.
Fedor's one of the goats. So.
Yeah, he shouldn't have done stand up with him. Like, whoa.
Yeah, but he
hasn't been smarter.
But he hasn't fought in a long time. I think the adrenaline got in, and he that adrenaline rush because he didn't fight for 2 years before he fought that fight, and Fedor knocked him out. So they're both on losing streaks. So
what do you think they'll win? I'll stick with the veteran Frank.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Frank. Yeah, he's I think Frank's gonna catch him.
I think not. Just personally, I think Frank Mir, a great fighter. We like him.
Veteran, he's one of the first fighters we watched. We're a bit biased on this, but I think Frank Mir pulls it off. How do you think he wins?
Well, he's got a great submission, so if you can drop him or take him down somehow, and then submit him, but 3-round fight, right?
Yeah, 3 rounds.
Most likely, do you think he'll go full 3 rounds?
I don't see.
I don't see him go full. I see Frank Mir will finish him.
I think Frank.
Not sure how though.
I think Frank Mir might knock him out.
Yeah, it could be.
It could go. How I see it.
He's got good hands.
I see it going a bit like the Todd Duffy fight.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, when he knocked him out. Yeah, I think it's gonna go like that first round. He's gonna knock him out.
I'll say first round's a bit. Yeah, actually, heavyweight. Yeah. I say they'll win. I'm not sure what round though, but I think second round, first round, 2 rounds.
I think first round.
They're gonna feel each other out. I think.
I see him knocking him out first round.
I think he's gonna be careful because he lost his last fight as well. You don't want to, get him knocked out in the first round again.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit.
So we talk about Danny Crawford and AJ McKee. Yeah.
Is this on the same card?
Yeah, same card.
Oh, okay. Danny Crawford's from England. He's from Croydon, actually. He's from London.
Yeah, London. Yeah.
10 wins, 2 losses. He's a London boy. But I don't want to go. I don't want to go against a London boy. But AJ McKee looks like he's gonna be the next champion. He's 12-0. His dad, Antonio McKee, was an excellent fighter. He was an amazing fighter, Antonio McKee. Yeah. So he's training on his dad. He trains with the Baby Slice, and he trains with Baby Slice and a few of the other guys. So he's at Team Body Shop. So I think I'm gonna go with AJ McKee, even though this guy is from London. I'm gonna be rooting for him because he's from London and he's from the UK. But I don't see him being. Have you seen AJ McKee's his last 3 fights? He's knocked.
Was he good?
Yeah, very good. He knocked one guy who fought Cody Garbrandt.
Yeah.
Early on in his career.
Yeah.
and Cody went decision with him. He just knocked him out cold, head kicked him. But that guy was too small for him.
Yeah.
And then he won his last fight as well. I can't remember how, but I know he finished. Can you just check that up?
Yeah. I'll have a look. So
Go on his last fight. Yeah, he won with a punch. It was, oh my god, yeah, that was nasty. He won against John Teixeira, yeah. So that was a nasty fight. I remember watching that fight. That was a really good fight. So he won in the first round. See that? What first round? 2-9, yeah.
the first minute as well.
Yeah, first minute. It was amazing. Yeah, he's one. Look, he's been finishing people. He had a decision in between, but he beat Justin Lawrence. Do you remember Justin Lawrence, the karate guy from?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember him. He beat him as well. Who's fought in UFC. So I go with the AJ McKee. How do you see that?
I think I was safe bet AJ McKee then because he's got a good record. He's on a winning streak.
Yeah. He's on a momentum. Yeah.
What do you think of
next fight? Okay, Bellator 2-113.
Yeah.
So McFarlane versus.
So that's on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I think that's on Saturday. I think so. Basically, for the listeners that don't know, Bellator's got an event on Friday, and then they got another one on Saturday. So it's really confusing.
And they're both in Hawaii as well.
They're both in Hawaii. Yeah. It's so confusing. They do this quite regular. It's really confusing. So
we're talking about the main event of Saturday.
Yeah. 2-1-3. McFarlane and Letourneau. So
Valerie Letourneau, obviously, she was in the UFC.
She lost to Joanna.
Yeah,
she lost
one
to
of her
Joanna.
last. One of her last few fights, she's lost in UFC actually.
She lost 3 fights. Yeah. She was on 3-fight losing streak. Then she left the UFC and now she's fighting Bellator. She's on 2-fight win streak. So.
But she's won decision though for both her last 2 fights. So
yes.
She fought in 2017 and once in 2018.
She's a stand-up fighter. I think she just kept standing.
She's only been fighting once for the last 2 years. So it's a bit.
Yeah, she's been a bit inactive. Whereas McFarlane, if you look at her, she takes people down, submits them. She eventually gets the submission. We know Letourneau's not as much of a grappler. She's more of a striker.
Technical striker.
She's more of a technical striker. I think McFarlane's gonna pull it off. I think she's gonna choke her out.
Yeah, she's on an 8-fight winning streak. She got the momentum.
I'll say third. It's a 5-round fight, right? It's a title fight. I think in the 5th round, 4th, 5th round, she's gonna finish it.
I see as I think Valerie Letourneau. She's okay. She lost in the UFC, but she fought
the best.
Joanna and JJ, and she lasted the long like 4 or 5 rounds.
Yeah.
So like that, if I don't think she will. I think she'll go the distance with it for 5 rounds.
I think McFarlane finishes it
because she's a veteran. She used to look Joanna. She's one of the best in the women's.
Yeah. So if you look at McFarlane, she's at 8 wins, 5 submissions. So it might go decision, but I think he might go because it's a 5.
My personal decision. Okay. But McFarlane.
Because it's 5 rounds, I think another interesting because it's 5 rounds. I think she's gonna win by. I think she'll submit her in the 5th, 4th, 5th. But another thing to know is what's surprising is Bellator put this as the main event. Obviously, because she's in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But before, if this was Bellator before, they would have put bigger fighters on. Yeah. Like there's bigger fighters on the undercard, under this fight. So in the main card, before Bellator would have put them. I'm kind of liking that how they're putting the main fights now first, instead of putting Hoist Gracie versus Ken Shamrock as the main event and then putting a title fight under that.
Yeah.
They're actually now promoting it properly, where they're trying to promote their product now instead of old fighters who are only going to be 1 or 2 fights. So I think it's a good decision now, and McFarlane's good opportunity for them to build a base in Hawaii. So I think it's really good. The next fight, the co-main, Leo Machida, former UFC light heavyweight champion, and Rafael Carvalho, who was actually the former Bellator middleweight champion. He lost his last fight to Gegard Mousasi. So,
Gegard Mousasi is a great fighter. So,
who do you have winning this?
For me, I think I want to stick with old school. Lyoto Machida. I got great stand-up. Like you said, karate background. But what do you think? Because I think Lyoto Machida will, if it's 3 rounds, he'll finish him by 3rd round, I think.
Okay, how I see this fight going, I think he obviously lost to Mousasi, but I think Mousasi got him down and then beat him up. Yeah. I think it's going to be a decision. I see Machida winning, or he might knock him out, obviously. I don't see Carvalho beating him. He could catch him, but I don't I think Machida's gonna get him. I think he's gonna catch him with the left hand. I think he might catch him. But I think it might be a decision though. So.
Oh, you never know. I might do the Karate Kid kick.
Oh yeah, waited to Randy Couture and waited to Vito. So yeah, he might pull it off. So, but I see Machida winning.
Yeah, he's quite old, like 40 years old.
Machida said in an interview that Machida said an interesting thing in the interview. Yeah. He goes, "My karate will beat his Muay Thai." So
yeah,
he said that in the interview. So obviously Machida's on the older side, but I still think Machida has it. I think he might. I think he's gonna win.
Let's get to a big fight. Okay, Muhammad Lawal, King Mo
versus former Strikeforce champion.
Yeah, Liam
versus Liam McGeary. So
who was former Bellator
lightweight champion. Liam McGeary is a great guy. I've actually met him. He's a really humble guy. He lost his last 2 fights though. So he lost to Linton Vassell, who another person we saw live, really good fighter. He lost by. We saw that live. You know that we saw that.
Yeah, Daily was.
Yeah, it was on the Daily and McDonald card in London. So we saw that live. Liam McGeary got caught with the arm triangle.
Was that O2 Arena?
Yeah, that was O2 Arena. And then he fought Vadim Nemkov. So, not Nadim, Vadim. Yeah. So, Vadim Nemkov is a very good fighter, though. So, he beat him by TKO leg kick. So,
he's got like.
Liam McGeary lost his last fight to Vadim Nemkov. So, Vadim Nemkov is a very good Russian fighter. So, I think Vadim Nemkov won his last fight against Phil Davis. Yeah, he beat Phil Davis by decision. So,
it's a good decision.
It's a good decision, but still, Davis is very high level. Davis is one of the best light heavyweights in the world.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be a very good fight. Him and
really, because it's gonna be tough.
Liam McGeary versus
King Mo.
King Mo.
King's Mo got great wrestling though. So I remember Liam McGeary. He lost to Vassal because of wrestling. Yeah, because of that.
Who do you see winning?
I would stick with the
wrestler. King Mo's not as much as a submission.
Yeah, but I would stick with the wrestler though, because you can take them down with them. And that's what happened to Liam McGeary.
So who do you have winning?
Vassal took him down, wore him out, finish him. Wore him out.
Who do you have winning?
I'll take. I'm gonna take King Mo. I think
McGeary's gonna. I think McGeary might pull it off. I think he might knock him out. Sure. King Mo's been finished before.
Yeah.
McGeary's got power, so maybe I'm just being a bit biased because I met him.
Yeah.
But I met the guy, so I'm being a bit biased. But I think King Mo might.
Liam McGeary is an English fighter.
Yeah, I think Liam McGeary is gonna catch him with a shot, good shot, and finish him. Maybe in the second or third. I see that fight going. Okay, next fight. Okay, so welterweight Grand Prix. So this is a big fight for anybody watching this card. Ed Ruth versus Neiman Gracie. So I'm guessing from Neiman Gracie, you can guess what his strength is, and it's obvious. You don't need to be a rocket science to figure that out. He's an excellent jiu-jitsu player. So I think Neiman Gracie, how I see it, he's
8 wins in a row. So. Oh, like 8-0. So
they're both undefeated. So someone's always got to go. So I think 8-0.
8-0 got to go, or 6-0 got to go.
I think. So Neiman Gracie is jiu-jitsu, very good off his back. He tends to get the choke.
Yeah.
So he tends to get the choke. I think Ed Ruth is obviously a
great wrestler.
I think he's a national champion wrestler. Yeah. So very high level wrestler. He's stand-up's coming along. They're both improving in their stand-up.
So who do you think wrestler or the beater artist? It depends who can pull off
their strengths. Yeah. I think Edward's gonna win by decision. Because how I see it, he controls where the fight goes. I don't see, unless Neiman Gracie somehow has excellent stand-up.
Yeah.
And he's got power like Paul Daly and just drops him and then chokes him out. And great takedown defense as well. I don't even think Ed Ruth might take him down. I think his stand-up's coming along. I think he might punch with him, and then he might take him down here and there, but get back up just for points. And then I see him winning by decision. I don't see
in that case. I think Ed Ruth's going to win. He's going to win. He's a wrestler. His stand-up might be bad.
No offense to jiu-jitsu guys, but a lot of them don't have good takedowns. They need to work on that.
Yeah, takedown.
one of them who's pulled it off is probably Jacare, but Jacare's got judo background, and Damien Maya has been working on wrestling. So I don't think his wrestling is going to be good enough. And I think, in my opinion, Ed Root's more explosive, more athletic.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a big advantage for him in this fight. I think Ed Root's is a dark horse in this tournament.
Yeah,
he's got a very good chance of winning this because he's improving every fight. He's fresh, 6-0. He's only 28, so he might even win this tournament. I think Ed Root's going to win by decision. I don't see it going any other way.
Yeah, I'll stick with that as well. Ed Root's decision, because I'll go with the wrestler who's got. I think he would have a personally better stand up. So that's my pick as well. Ed Root by decision.
Who is that it for?
Yeah, for the fight. Shall we get to the boxing now?
Yeah, let's get to the boxing. So the previews. Yes. So the preview. Let's get to boxing for our boxing fans. So I think Canelo versus Fielding.
Yeah.
Canelo, as you know, for Triple G at all his shots. It was a close fight. A lot of people, I think, still thought Triple G won, but he still stood in the toe with. I remember when they first fought, everyone was like, "Oh, Triple G's gonna knock him out. Canelo can't take shots." Canelo at all his shots got a granite chin, and he's got amazing power, as you saw in the Amir Khan fight. He knocked Khan out cold, and he's finished a lot of good fighters. I think, looking at Fielding's highlights, he's a good fighter, amazing fighter, but he's not on the level of Canelo. It's no offense to him. I know it's at super middleweight, which is I think 154 pounds. Canelo's going up.
Yeah.
But I think Canelo's just too much for him. Because I watched his highlights.
Yeah.
Rock Fielding's really tall. Canelo's only like 5'9", so I think Rock Fielding is 6 foot. So see, look, Canelo's 50. Canelo's got 50 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws. And the only person he's lost to is Mayweather, and everyone's lost to Mayweather.
Yeah, everyone's lost to Mayweather.
And he's got 2 draws. One of them draws being Triple G. So that's an amazing record. Rocky Fielding's for I think about 20 fights or 18 fights. I don't. Yeah, he's lost once or twice. He got finished by Callum Smith recently. I think he got finished by Callum Smith in his last 2-3 fights. I don't think Rock Fielding's gonna do it. I don't think he's explosive enough. I don't think he's got enough power.
I think.
I don't think he's got enough power. Like when I saw his fight with Callum Smith, Callum Smith rocked him, right? And then he was recovering. He fought back. He's got a heart. But then, when he came forward, he leaves his chin up and he punches straight and he's long and rangy. But he left his chin up in that fight whenever he was coming forward. And Callum Smith took advantage and just kept on catching him. And no disrespect to Callum Smith, but I don't think even he's on the level of Canelo. And he did that to him in the first round. I think Canelo's going to knock him out just like he knocked out Khan. I think he's going to knock him out. Just like he knocked out Khan. I think he's going to catch him with an overhand or with a big punch.
What little I've seen in the boxing world, Canelo, he fought Triple G. He stood and banged toe-to-toe with him.
Yeah, who was a very hard puncher.
Very hard puncher. So why can't he, stand with the Fielding then? I think he can beat him then as well. So.
Yeah, I think they'll knock him out. I think Canelo's fought Cotto. He's fought very good fighters. So, I see Canelo knocking him out. That's how I see it. Yeah, I think Canelo knocks him out. It's going to be a good fight.
Shall we go on?
For boxing, yeah.
Yeah, boxing. Short preview, because next week we'll talk about the Derek
Chisora and Dillian White too.
So there'll be a bit more comprehensive.
Just to notify for boxing, whoever's watching boxing, the Charlo brothers, I think, are fighting this week. So we got the Charlo brothers. So I think they're fighting on the weekend as well. So they're up and comers as well. The two, Jamel Charlo and Jamal Charlo. So I think. Yeah, let me just double check.
Go back.
Yeah, so Jamal Charlo and I think it's this week. Oh, it's December 22nd, sorry, that fight. So we'll talk about that next week as well. We'll talk about the Charlo brothers next week as well. So for all you boxing listeners,
Yeah, we're gonna do a bit more comprehensive.
A bit more comprehensive, and it'll be a good preview.
Let's get to the news.
Some MMA news. All right, MMA news. So let's get on.
Okay, first one. Ben Askren versus Robbie Lawler rescheduled.
He was scheduled for UFC 233, which was in Anaheim, California.
So that was in January 26th.
Yeah, it got cancelled. So that card got cancelled in Anaheim, California. So they rescheduled it now to UFC 235, which is in March. So that one's in March. 2nd. Yeah. So it's a big fight. It's Ben Askren's debut. I think. Yeah, as you know, for people that don't know about Ben Askren, he's a very high level wrestler, Olympic. He was Olympic alternate, and I think he was a national champion as well. So, and Lawler was a former UFC champion. It's gonna be a good fight. Can't wait for that one. So, any other news?
Yeah, there's Scott Coker. I was really looking forward to this MVP versus Daly in England, but they're not having it in England now. I don't know why.
In America. We don't know why. There's an article where Scott Coker explains. So there's an article where Scott Coker explains why this fight is not happening in England. I don't understand why they didn't do it in England. It's a no-gimme fight. It's part of the welterweight Grand Prix. I don't see why they wouldn't do that, but I guess Scott Coker has a reason. As we know, Scott Coker is a genius when it comes to promotion, so we'll take his word for it. But according to Scott Coker, he was saying that the clash is supposed to take in London, the original plans, but they couldn't find a location, which is actually annoying for us UK fans.
So they couldn't get the O2 Arena.
So he goes, that's a bit surprising. Such a big fight, like they haven't had as a big fight as this.
Oh, it must be the timing. That's why. The actual month. Like usually when they come in July, May timing.
Yeah, they come late.
They come late May. So he wants it in February.
Yeah, that's actually really annoying because he goes that we really feel like the fight. So this is Scott Coker speaking with DAZN. He goes that we feel like the fight should be in London. We were in London at the time, and he said, "Okay, can do it here," but there was no there was no venues available at the time. So I guess So
we're going to have to watch it in, DAZN.
Yeah. See here, he goes. We had to do it in this time frame, the month of February. There's only the O2 Arena in SEC or Wembley, and that's pretty much it. So
there's only those two arenas. So I remember we went to SSE once and we went to O2 Arena once. Those are the only two in London that he had the opportunity to find those two venues. There was no booking.
So they're doing at the Mohegan Sun. So it's 16th of February. So look out for that fight. Yeah. Two British fighters, amazing fighters.
All right, now next MMA news. I think it's a very big deal for all the UK listeners because UFC are back in talks to renew the BT Sport deal. So they pulled out on the 11 Sports agreement. So obviously they must have had a clause, which they pulled off because the subscription must have been low. That's what I'm thinking. The subscription for 11 Sports must have been low. Obviously, they must have had a number. You have to have this many minimum, subscribers. Otherwise, UFC wouldn't make no money from it. Then.
Yes, a waste of time for them. Bellator, UFC and BT, I think goes well. It's a good deal. I think they should just keep it.
Yeah, for now we know that definitely the UFC Milwaukee and UFC 232 pay-per-view is going to be on BT Sport,
which is a good idea.
So we're just waiting for news on if it's going to carry on.
Me and my brother have BT, so we want BT.
BT Sport's expensive anyway. It's like £20 a month.
No, but it's perfect for a UK person because we can watch our football, we can watch our MMA, and there's a few boxing fights as well. I think Box Nation has got a deal with BT, so it's perfect for a UK
fans.
Because you just pay once and you don't have to
pay monthly subscription rather than pay a pay-per-view like in America.
Yeah, 11 Sports. We're gonna do a pay-per-view
Yeah, but
package
they
with BT.
it looks like they're going to close because they can't. The competition's too much. You got BT Sports, you got Sky Sports, yeah, and then you got one more. I think Virgin Media. So you got three big giants, and Level Sports can't compete with that. That's the fact. So that's the big news for us fans. So we'll keep you up to date on the Instagram, Twitter about that for you UK listeners. Next news. Yeah, this one's a bit funny.
Yeah, Kamaru Usman post picture of signed agreement to fight Woodley. So this is a big fight. I think it's gonna be a good one. Colby Compton's not getting the shot.
But do you think it's going to happen though? Because right now
he's only signed. Yeah, he's only 50%.
Now it's one-sided. So is he trying to like
push
pressure? Yeah.
Pressure Woodley. I think UFC is pressuring Woodley as well. I think they told Usman to do this as well. They're part of it. Woodley.
Yeah, I personally feel that Woodley, he wouldn't deny a fight. He said himself he wouldn't decline a fight. So maybe if he's in good condition, or it depends.
Might be injury.
Yeah, it might depend on his hand. You remember he injured his hand, wasn't it?
Yeah, he injured his hand, so he's actually.
But yeah, Kamaru Usman put it on Twitter. He's signed the agreement. That if that does happen, it's targeted for UFC 235. So the fight that was cancelled in January, that card. So it's going to be targeted for the 235 March 2nd.
I think some of the fights are scattered around.
Yeah, they will be scattered around now. That's a big fight. Can't wait to look, forward to that. I don't know what's going to happen with Colby then. If he doesn't get the fight, he's going to be angry. So
yeah, he's gonna go have a rant on Twitter or do another video.
Let's see. I think John Jones license reinstated.
Yeah, John Jones got reinstated. To clear fight. Yeah, goes too soon.
So apparently he was charged $205,000 in fines.
It's not that much.
Yeah, for him, he should be a millionaire by now. But California State Athletic Commission, so they gave him his license back, so he can.
What's interesting about this? They want him to do VADA drug testing as well.
Yeah.
As well as USADA.
Oh, okay.
So he's gonna have to piss a lot more. He's gonna better get his water bottle ready and stop pissing.
They're gonna wake him up anytime then.
And another thing that's interesting is the gloves. They're gonna change the gloves.
Yeah.
You hear about that? They're gonna change the gloves. So they might do curb. Yeah. They want to change it. They're working on it. Like the Pride. Yeah, like Pride FC gloves. And I think I read somewhere that someone goes, "John does a eye poke with his toner." I don't know his torso. I think that's gonna be. I think they'll try finding a way to eye poke through his toe if they make the new glove by then. But I think
it's gonna be a good fight. I think
that'll be. We're gonna talk about that more when it gets closer.
But UFC really needed someone like John Jones. That's another.
Yeah, they're struggling with straws because Connor's so inactive, and they lost Ronda, and
then now they got the
Brock Lesnar,
Conor McGregor, and it could be Hearing.
We don't know about Brock Lesnar as well.
So we don't know what's gonna happen. So we'll have to wait for that until January now.
They wanna. There's reports that Khabib might get suspended for 9 months.
Yeah,
and they want a big sum of money.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait for January.
January, so for whoever's listening, we're gonna have to wait till January for that.
Jose Aldo versus Renato Moicano.
Verbally agreed for UFC Fortaleza.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be a good fight between those two. That'll be on February 2nd if that does happen.
On the Brazil.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think of that fight?
I think it's a good fight. Two Brazilians fighting each other. Moicano's an up-and-comer, and Aldo's on the decline.
Moicano 13-1.
He's on the decline. He only lost to Ortega.
Yeah.
Got submitted, and he was winning that fight.
And he beat Cub Swanson decisively in first round. So
submission as well. So Cub Swanson's a very good fight, experienced vet. Aldo's.
Obviously, we know Aldo. He's one of the greatest fighters.
Aldo got impressive win though against Jeremy Stevens in that fight. Yeah, that was an amazing body shot.
Yeah,
that was a nasty body shot. Was he a left hook to the body, to the rib? It was across the body. He just dropped him. And Stevens is as tough as they come. Very hard to finish him. So who do you,
who do you think will
for
win?
now? What's your opinion now at this point?
Quick opinion. I think Jose Aldo. I'll go with the veteran. I'll stick with the veteran because he showed he can overcome adversity against Jeremy Stevens. He's still got power. Jeremy Stevens shows he got power in his hands still, and he overcame him. So I'll go and pick him.
I got Moicano. I think the younger guy is gonna pull it off.
Yeah.
Maybe a second, third. Even though I'm a very big Aldo fan.
Alright, next news. Report one championship. So they're going to air on TNT after signing their US broadcasting deal.
So they've signed with Turner Sports. So it's they're gonna have air live events starting from next year, and it's a 3-year deal. So according to reports from ESPN, they're saying it's gonna be on Turner, including TNT, and it's gonna air events through tape delay. So that's a bit.
And BR Live.
That's a bit shit.
Bleacher Report.
Yeah, I think that's Bleacher Report Live. Yeah, I think that's a bit shit. It's gonna. It's shit for
delayed.
the fans because if you go on Twitter and Instagram, you're gonna know all the results.
Yeah, and Bellator have done that.
They do that in the UK. Everyone gets pissed off.
Yeah, because you can't watch it live. What's the point then later? I
think people were commenting on live. Why the fuck are you doing it on the tape delay? Because it's wasting people's time. If even in America, it's on tape delay. Like on the other side of America, the other coast. I think on the East Coast or West Coast, one of these coasts, there's tape delay. It's ridiculous. It's hurting their product doing a tape delay.
Yeah, tape delay.
Because they do tape delay and then they email you the results and
it's like for now British people, if you're watching football, which is called soccer in America, and you watch it on tape delay, you don't enjoy watching it if it's not.
You know the results. It's not as entertaining when you watch something and you know.
If you're watching a fight card, personally, I don't enjoy it. So like you know how we're watching Saturday nights now.
Yeah.
The UFC. I've got work on next day, so I can't watch the whole time. And I don't enjoy it when somebody tells me the results, because then you don't feel like watching it as much.
You have to watch it on replay then.
You have to watch it on replay, so it's not enjoyable.
But
you can watch it live, innit?
I watch it live. Yeah, I'm a student, so I can watch it live. I'm free on weekends. But even then, it's a struggle. I don't think US fans and people from the other side of the world, they don't understand. In the UK, we have to stay up
until 6 in the morning at least.
To 6 in the morning. But even with the boxing, 6 in the morning. That's why we love British fights, because we can, even the boxing British fights, we can at least, it finishes at 10 p.m., 11 p.m., and they can have a nice sleep.
The craziest one was when Conor and Khabib fought, and then we were all tired. Like, we invited family over. We ate like pizza and stuff like that, and I watched the fight. And then we stayed till 6 in the morning, and then the brawl happened. And then we were all tired. And then when the brawl happened, we couldn't go back to sleep.
It was so exciting. Yeah, we just kept on talking about it, reading articles.
Yeah,
and stayed up to like 11 a.m.
Yeah, we stayed. I remember staying up to another 2 hours just because of the brawl. So everybody's watching on UFC on Fox, talking about what happened. Like Bisping was talking about
it's the last show, UFC tonight.
Yeah.
So they're leaving the Fox because they're moving to ESPN. Last show.
That's another news.
That's another news. So
UFC and Fox leaving. ESPN is going to be now.
In America. And it's going to be on ESPN Plus as well.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen for UK listeners, but we'll post updates on Twitter and Instagram, and we'll do it on the podcast as well. More detail
on the podcast.
I think we got one more news. Yeah, I like this one's a big.
It's very big.
Yeah, John Kavanagh.
Yeah, John Kavanagh thinks it's the ends near for Conor McGregor, which should be because he's made enough money. So I think he was considering not training him as well, because he's not sure what Conor's intentions are, whether it's to be the best anymore, it's just for money.
Yeah.
And I think him and Conor have been going back and forth as well.
Yeah, but John Kavanagh said he told the the Sunday Independent, basically, that he would certainly have to convince me to go again. So he said I love the whole journey we've had, but I need a good why. So if he got a good reason, to train him, maybe like an 8 years, I think that's a good reason.
That'd be good.
Give Conor or Khabib. I think those are two fights.
I think he wants Khabib.
Yeah.
He's kind of that kind of guy where he just They're saying people are wanting Dustin Poirier versus Conor McGregor.
But then John Kavanagh might not, see it that way. Because John Kavanagh said basically he wants a good reason. Why do you want to fight? If it's just for money, then they might.
But Dustin Poirier is not just for money.
Yeah.
Then that means he's taking it serious. Though. If he fights Poirier, it's a good payday for
No,
Poirier.
it depends on how Conor says it. So if Conor says, "Oh, UFC want me to fight this guy," then John Kavanagh is going to think, "Oh, it's just because of the money."
Yeah, money, and the UFC is forcing him.
Yeah.
His hand.
So, but if it's Khabib or Nate Diaz rematch, I think that's a big. John Kavanagh would be up for that. Like he'd train with him, like full camp. What do you think?
I think I understand where John Kavanagh's going because he's putting so much time and effort, and he's got loads of fighters in his gym now.
Yeah.
He's got Gunnar Nelson, he's got James Gallagher. So, in my opinion, he should go for it.
Yeah.
But if Connor's heart's not in it, then he shouldn't do it. Then I think he's making the right choice. Because Conor should retire anyways after 1 or 2 fights. I think he should fight Nate Diaz. If he wins that, then fight Khabib.
Yeah, he's right though. He's got enough money now.
He can feed his grandkids. He's gonna feed his grandkids.
He has his whiskey business.
He's overscended. He's transcended past MMA now. He's mainstream.
Yeah, culture. Yeah.
Even my aunties know him.
Yeah.
And my uncles. And
they
they don't watch the sport.
They don't even watch the sport. So if
they're asking me about Conor McGregor, and they're telling me news about Conor McGregor. So it just shows you how big he is. That's and that wraps it up.
Yeah.
Subscribe to us on iTunes.
Yeah, we're on iTunes now. Red Panty Night.
Red Panty Night for us.
We're on iTunes. We're on Stitcher and Soundcloud. Whichever platform you like.
If you like audio, we're also on YouTube. Yeah, support us. We'll be doing videos soon. And hopefully we'll be getting guests in the future as well.
Yeah.
For our listeners. Subscribe to our Twitter and Instagram. Our handles are at MMA Diagnosis. So just type in MMA Diagnosis. We'll come up and give us a follow.
And when you listen to on iTunes, please leave a review, good 5-star review if you like this podcast.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next time, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace out.